everyone, this is Tricia and welcome to my channel. I am just doing a little bit of a vlog today. I'm not really doing a tutorial, but I wanted to show you what I'm working on. I am working on the top of this dress. This is a dress for prom. The young lady who purchased this dress found out her friend, I'm not sure if it's a close friend or what, ended up purchasing the same dress. I'm not going to take it out of the bag. I just wanted to show you the work that I'm doing actually. So what my mom and I are doing, my mom had to fix the hem, but because the hem on this dress has that trim on the hem, which is like a horsehair trim, I believe it's called, and it's very stiff and it's really hard to work with. So instead of cutting the hem and redoing it, what she's doing is she's just doing like little pinning on the skirt, like here and there, like we'll pretend this is a skirt, and she's just pinning it here and there to lift it. So that's what's going to happen on the bottom. She's already got a pin. It has safety pins, so those won't come off. But I really don't want to take it out of this bag because it's a big dress and I don't want to get it dirty. So anyway, this is the work that I'm doing to make the dress a little different. Is I'm adding some rhinestones here. I've got some Swarovski crystals right there in the middle, and then just some regular type of little stones there. I did do a little bit of sewing of some beads down here. I don't know if those will stay. I'm going to create a pattern going all the way. This is a little bit of going across the shoulder at the top, and then I'm repeating the process over here. So there's one little bit started. I haven't done this little beading part yet. I may end up gluing little beads rather than sewing them. And here's a little marker where I've already marked where this particular flower is going to go. So this is what I have here to work with. I've got some rhinestones that my mom purchased. She also purchased the Swarovski crystals, which I have right over here in little different sizes, and I've already picked out some larger ones that I want in the center of those little flowers that I'm forming, and then a kind of a medium one. And then I've got these like petal teardrop shaped rhinestones that I'm using to create the flower. I've also got these bugle beads that my mom purchased. These are, it doesn't really say what they are, it just says nickel free, whatever that is. But they're little metal silvers, you can see that. I've got some of these rhinestones already picked out. She also purchased these beads, my mom did. I don't know if these are, I'm going to use this on the dress. And then she also brought me these, I went to go pick it up actually. These are some seed beads and they're metallic silver. And I've got these little, these little silver lined crystal beads. And then I purchased some bugle beads, and these are the glass beads, and they're check glass beads, and look at them, they're so pretty. I still haven't figured out the whole pattern. I figured I want to do those larger flowers, so I'm going to do that first. I also have these beads of my mom, a little assortment that she also had, and she handed over to me. I don't think I'm going to be using any of that, so I won't even bother opening it. What I use to mark are these little sequence pins, little tiny little pins. And then of course I've got some beading needles, and I've got this beading thread. It's a very kind of like a fishing string kind of, oops, sorry, kind of a thread. It's a nylon, I believe. Yeah, it's a nylon, and this is what I use because it is a transparent nylon, as it says right on there. Okay, so that's what I use. It's kind of a little bit of a headache to work with. Oh, I'm watching some video, sorry. Anyway, I've also got this little lamp that I purchased myself from Hobby Lobby. It was on clearance for half off, so I went ahead and I grabbed it because I needed a magnifying lamp, something to give me light, but also to magnify. And if you lift up the top here, it's got a magnifier, so it's awesome. I used to have one a long time ago that you would clamp onto the table, but after so much wear, it broke on me, so I decided to purchase a new one, and that is what I have here. I've got my little plate here with some glue and some little seeds that I'm working on. I'm actually using this pin right here, a corsage pin, to pick up the glue and then dab it onto the fabric where I'm going to place a little stone. That actually turned out to work really well for me, and I've got my little mini little scissors here. So I'm going to put this up on top so you can see me. I'm going to create the flower that goes over here so you can see me do that. just a little bit of work. And then of course, once I'm done with the front, I'm also going to work on the back part of the dress because it's going to get beaded all the way around here. My mom's also creating a new belt for it. It does have a little belt right here across the waist, but also to make it different, my mom is changing that. She's got some like chiffon green that matches the green that's inside, and it's kind of lustery like the fabric on the dress here. As you can see, it's got a luster, but it's also got a green hue to it. So my mom's going to make a wider belt for it, and it's actually going to either tie in a knot on the side or a bow. I also suggested that, you know, I could beat this whole belt, or she could get herself a little rhinestone belt. That would also make the dress be different from the other girl. But anyway, let me adjust my camera so you can see a little bit of the work that I do. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I've done a little bit more work. I wanted to see how these little bugle beads looked if I lined them up and made like a little stem. I do want to fill in here and there a lot more little beads. So I'm finding that I think gluing them on would be the best thing instead of taking the time to sew them on, which sewing would actually be a better deal than anything else. The problem is that the thread is very clear and it's also getting tangled up on me every time I try it. And really I want to get this done today because this is a dress that's needed for, I think, the 22nd. I'm not sure if that's the date of the prom or she just needed it by that day, but I want to finish it today so I can go ahead and take it over to my mom's, and my mom can finish the rest of the work and then go ahead and turn this into the girl early, you know, before the date she actually asked for it, just to be sure. So I think gluing is working really well. I've tried 2 different glues. I tried, let me grab the other glue real quick here. I tried using E6000, and these come with these extra little tips. This is just a little cover, but it comes with a really fine tip to just add glue right where I need it. The problem that I'm having with this E6000 is the back of these particular rhinestones. They have, let me show you, where's one? Well, I'll just grab one of these because the same thing was happening to these. Okay, this is the rhinestone, the front facing, okay? But then the back, you know, they have this little silver Mary kind of a facing. Something is happening with that E6000 reacting to that particular facing, and so when you see it through here, it doesn't look sparkly and shiny, but rather it looks like a bunch of tiny little bubbles. And I had left one of those little, because I had already done it with E6000 on the dress, and I had left it overnight to see what would happen the next day, if that cleared or what happened, but it stayed that same way. So I was not liking it because it didn't have that sparkly, you know, kind of reflective mirror image, and it just didn't look pretty. It looked more like the background of the dress, and it was more like it had eaten up the silver, and the glittery bits in the back were like coming through here. I don't know what was happening, but I just didn't like it. Now there is a glue that I like to use, and the glue is called Jewelette, and that's always been great for putting little rhinestones and pearls and things like that on you know, fabric, especially like wedding dresses and prom dresses and things like that. I've always used it for that. I've used it even like on the veil to put little pearls and such in the veil, but I couldn't find it at Hobby Lobby, and I don't know. I've bought it there before, and the girl was redoing the whole section, so she thinks maybe it's no longer going to be available. She kept looking through her planogram, you know, of where she was setting up the whole new shelf with the glues, and she couldn't see the product. So I don't know, maybe Michael still has it, but in the meantime, I am using my Aleene's tacky glue, and this is working really well. This is 2 little bits here. When I took off the other ones, I put these instead, and they are staying on really nicely. This is a one-time pretty much wear dress, so this is going to work just fine. I'm going to go ahead and do that with the Aleene's. I have used Aleene's tacky glue in the past as well. I just thought if I buy one that says specifically for that, but this does say it's an all-purpose adhesive, all kinds of crafting. It does dry clear. It's pretty good, so I'm going to leave this. I'm going to go ahead and use this. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. So I got a little bit forward, and I also did this kind of a little bit of a design here. This is kind of like right in front where her arm would be, right here, her shoulder. So I decided to do that little bit of a pattern, and then I'll just kind of do a little bit less. I'll do a little bit like this, and then a little bit less, and just a bunch of little beads over here. But the front is really where I want to do this little kind of a design. I do want to put another one of these flowers back here, and then maybe one right here in the center in the back, somewhere close to the zipper area here, not too close. And then just put a bunch of little random little beads everywhere. And there's some tiny little Swarovski crystals in here, and then I'll just put those here and there as well, so they blend in. This is what my mom gave me to work with, so that's what I'm working with. I just put some extra glue. Now the way that I'm doing it, and let me go ahead and make, let's see. Let me go ahead and repeat this flower over here. So you kind of get an idea of how I'm doing. This isn't a tutorial. I just want you to know this is not a tutorial. Okay, but you can kind of get the idea of what I'm doing. Okay, so what I'm doing, I've got my little pin here marking. I'm sorry, where did I put the, oh, here it is. This is the bigger one. I'm using this bigger Swarovski for the center. And then if you notice over here, I put an extra, another little kind of a petal, teardrop shaped rhinestone, and then I put a Swarovski there. That one is a little bit smaller than that. I repeated it over here and here also. But the flower with all these little petals has the bigger Swarovski. So I've already counted those, and there was only about 8 of them. So that's why I'm only going to do a few flowers. So I need to repeat what I've done here so far over here before I decide that I have enough to do 2 more big flowers. So right here I have 1, 2 big flowers. So I know I'm going to need 2 of these. And then in the back, like I said, I might want to do maybe another 2. So I've got 1, 2 on each side, I should say. So that's 4. So I think I have enough. This is the smaller one, the little stone here. This is the smaller one. Let's see, get it closer so you can see what I'm talking about. These are the bigger ones that I'm using in the center of my little flower, and then this is a smaller one. I don't know the packaging. I just popped them open and I didn't see what size it was. But this one, let's see if it says anything. It just says Crystal Aurora Borealis 16SS. Sirius flat box. Sirius with an X. Flat back. That's what this is right there. And then the other one with this bigger one was actually in a package that had some the same size, and then some little teeny tiny ones, and this bigger one. So it was just an assortment. But I already threw the package away, but it probably said what sizes I was using. In case you're curious, the little rhinestone ones are actually from the stick-on thing here. I'm actually pulling them off, and I'm actually pulling the glue that's behind them, because this is kind of like a little stick-on. You can just stick it anywhere. See, it's just sticking onto me, but I don't want that glue, so I'm actually taking the time and peeling that off of each one before I use them. So I have to prepare some of these, because you know what, I don't even have any ready to make some more little flower designs. So gotta do that. Let me take one off for now. The way that I was doing it is I was holding onto the glue and then peeling these off, so the little glue kind of stayed behind, the little strip of glue stayed behind on this thing here. But I don't know, I'm feeling a little pressure, like I gotta finish this. So it's actually taking longer, and it's such a nuisance to take that off. And you know what, you guys, I have these little sheets here. Do you see this pink thing here? This here? So like a little plushy, soft kind of fabric. It's really super soft. These I bought them, oh gosh, I don't even remember what year it was, but it was years ago that I purchased these at a bead shop. And these are perfect for throwing your beads on, because it catches the beads and they won't roll off. But it's starting to wear off, and I wish I could find more. I don't know if they still make them. I'm gonna look them up. But anyway, what I was noticing, because when I removed these off of here and I was throwing them onto my 2 sheets here, the backing, you know, the glue was still in the back of these, or even if it was just a teeny tiny bit of glue still stuck on them, they would stick onto my little fabric, and when I peel them off, it would peel off the little fuzzy bits. So I got a ton of those little bits on here. I've got some that happened on this one. As a matter of fact, I've got a big old thing happening right here. But this is also kind of like, you know, a little messed up on the ends from just wear and tear. look at this. It's just coming right apart. It's just coming right off. So I want to see if I can find these and get me some more, because these are really awesome for this type of work. So that's why I have one right here, and I'm not really putting the beads on it right now because it's during the day, lunchtime, and I keep getting up and down and back and forth, and every time I did, I don't know how, I would catch onto the fabric and lift it, and all my beads just went everywhere. So even though this little paper plate is not the best thing either, because it also flips up on me. See, there's still like a little bit of residue on these, so they kind of want to stick to the paper plate, but at least it's not, you know, oops, I don't even know where that one went. Oh, there it is. That's a terrible thing about working with, look, it just went flying somewhere, and I picked it up, and it picked up a bit of that fabric from the pink cloth. Oh my gosh, a little bit of that fur off. So look, now I have, oh my gosh, now I have a big old hole there. Those are my problems, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna do a flower over here. So the center, and I've already marked it with a little pin here. You can't even see it because of all the reflection from the glitter. But there's a little pin here where I've marked. Let me see if I can get this camera a little bit closer. I'm not even dressed, you guys. I am in pajamas. So, let me see if I can get the camera a little more. This is where I'm working. Okay, I want to repeat the same flower right here. Okay, so I was using the tip of this long pin, and my glue already dried. Okay, let's get some more glue on there. I'm just putting tiny little drops because, as you can see, it dries. Now, this Aleene's tacky glue is awesome to let it get a little bit tacky. So if you leave it there and let it get a little tacky, it works even better to grab on to whatever you're putting. So I'm just putting a little rhinestone right here. I'm going to remove that little pin. I don't need it there anymore. Putting some glue. And then put this large one. I mean, wet my finger, pick it up. If you wet your finger, it's better to have like a little wet sponge, you guys. Okay, get a little that, pick it up and put it down on here. Okay, don't lick your finger. I just licked my finger. I shouldn't have done that. But look, there's that little rhinestone right there. Okay, so then what I gotta do is do little petals, and I want to mimic that one. So that I put one right here, going straight down. And then I just do like a little bit of a wide part, and then I kind of come down a little bit thin on my glue. But don't put too much, because when you put down your little rhinestone and you press it down, it squeezes out the glue around the edges. And I just use whatever bit of nail I have to kind of scrape that off. I don't want to smear it across the little rhinestone. So there's the first petal. Do another one. Just forming a little flower. Normally what I do is I draw out my pattern on a sheet of paper, and I had already done that. But when I removed the first flower that I did, that I told you, you know, had like a weird reaction to the glue. When I removed that, I was throwing those little rhinestones on that paper where I drew my little pattern, which is basically what I'm doing right now. I was just so upset that I just grabbed the whole paper with the little rhinestones, because they were sticking onto the paper, and it was also actually tearing up the paper when I was trying to grab them off of there, and I just got really frustrated. I just threw the whole thing away. And I was like, I already know what how I want to do my flower. Plus, not only that, let me take this one off because it doesn't have enough glue. When it comes off so easily, you know it doesn't have enough glue. And like I said, if you let it get a little bit tacky, and maybe that's why it's called tacky glue, it works so much better. And then your little rhinestones don't move around. And what I'm doing is I just press down on them just to make sure that glue gets everywhere where I want it underneath that rhinestone. Okay, get some more on there. I'm not using the magnifier on this. I'm just using the light because these are pretty big beads. Now I used it earlier when I threaded the needle for with that thread because I couldn't see it. You gotta make a little knot on the thread. There we go, there's our little flower. And then I have some little beads kind of, you know, coming out of it. I need to make the 2-petal flower right here between them. And also on here, coming out of this one, I have to make a little bit of a stem, and then a little flower, and then on this one, a little more stem, and it looks like it curves down this way, and I've got 3 bugle beads. Okay, let me get to doing that then. Okay, the way that I did that, let me show you. I'm gonna put some glue on my plate here. You can't see it, so I'm gonna get it closer this way. Let me move this back. And then this right here. It's going to be a little difficult for me to work like this, but I'm going to show you what I did. In this case where let me show you up close a little bit. Do you see this right here? I did 2 bugle beads, and then I did 3 little seed beads, one between and then on the ends right here, just to create a short little stem on this little flower. At first I didn't like it, but then I went off to eat and then came back and looked at it. I go, you know what, I do like it. So that happens. Okay, so this is kind of shooting upwards, so I'm going to have it shoot upward this way. The way that I did that is I picked up a little seed bead. See that on the tip of the needle right there? And then you kind of hold it with your finger and pick up a little tiny bit of glue. And this glue does dry clear. Place the bead where you want it, and then use your finger to kind of slip it, you know, slip it off the edge, and then kind of hold it down on the fabric. So you see it right there? And then just press it down and make sure it stays. And then I'm going to grab a bugle bead on here and do the same thing. Right along it. It doesn't have to be exact. See, now I've got a little stem starting, and I'm going to grab another one of these clear little beads, these little glass beads. These are the ones that said they were lined silver on the inside, so they reflect really, really pretty. I use the tip of the needle also to kind of push them into place. Okay, got two beads on this. There we go. Pick up a little bit of glue. Oh wait, I need a bugle bead. Got a little ahead of myself. The bugle beads are the long ones. Now this doesn't say bugle bead on the packaging, but I do know that the bugle beads are these long. Oh my goodness, I picked up this other one. And I dropped it. Okay, let's grab another one. It just didn't have enough glue. That's what happened. Okay, let's push this together. If it lifts up, then I know it's not catching on, and it did. A little tiny bit. So just press it down carefully. I've been wanting to do another live one, guys, but it's really hard for me to schedule and just decide, okay, on this time of the day, on so-and-so day, I'm going to go live. Something always comes up. Like taxes, haha. Had to go look for all my receipts from last year. I saved them all. But you guys, I was going crazy because I couldn't find my receipt where I bought my camera. And since I bought it to do my videos, my goodness, I can't get that one to stick. It's just that, you know what, you guys, I am doing this at an angle. Well, besides the fact that, you know, whatever. But I'm doing this at an angle where I'm hoping you can see it. I don't even know if you can. That it's hard for me to place it. Okay, so you can see a little stem that I kind of created there. Okay, So then after the stem is a little open flower. So I need a dot of glue, and I'm using this one for picking up glue. I need a dot of glue right about here. And then a little Swarovski right there. And then, oops, where's my, a petal right here. And I don't have any ready. Okay. I used the ones that I already had out. Okay, so I need to prepare these before I start doing. I need 2 of them for now. Well, goodness. I gotta take off the glue. There we go. Put the glue right there. Gotta peel another one. And see, I left the glue behind, and then I just got the little stone. Okay, so now get some glue to place that one. And there we go. So now these 2 sides look almost identical. I saw these little tiny little beads down here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue them on. So I'm just going to glue some little beads right in there. And I used a metallic seed bead. There we go. Come on, honey. Get in my pan. You have to talk to them, you know. Get that on there. And then 3 little silver lined glass beads. 1. Once I get all my little flowers done and all my little bugle bead kind of little stems done, I can just go crazy and grab little Swarovskis and put them here and there. Just make sure that I have enough for both sides. And then these little seed beads, because I have so many, I know that I have enough. Again, I can just go crazy just putting them everywhere. Okay, so I finished that little bitty bit right in there. I'm going to put the fan on them. That helps dry. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to continue, because I need to do this work that I did here on the other shoulder, the front part, and then fill in something between them, and then turn this around very gently and work on the back. So that's what I need to do, guys. Make them upward. There we go. So like I said, gotta finish all this. What I'll do is I'll turn the camera on here and there where I'm working so you can see the advancement, but I'm probably not going to talk. I'm probably just going to be doing the work, and I'll have to probably move some things around. So I'll see what I can do. Otherwise, if I don't get to do that, I'll just show you the finished product, okay? What I've done. So I think you get the idea of these little work items that I do, you know, extra aside from doing my videos. So in case you're curious about, you know, what else I do besides my videos, this is something that I do. I do charge for this, obviously. I didn't buy the supply, so I'm just going to be charging for my labor and my glue, and that's it. Okay, you guys, I'm going to continue my work on this. Everyone, as you can see, I'm now working on the back of this dress, on this trim, and I'm almost done. I am just picking up these little clear glass beads that have the silver lining inside of them, and I'm just doing like little trios, and then I put one and little trios and one, like trio opposite of each other, and then one and one around this little tiny little flower that I did with a little Swarovski and little glass beads. And I'm just filling in all the way around. Of course, I have another one of those little flowers here that I have to do also around it, just like I did this one. I have one over here and then do this over here. So, and then I'm just gonna just randomly put more beads here and there just to fill in. And as I do one bit on one side, then I go over and I do it on the other side, so I don't lose track of what I did where. So basically like mirroring it. And I think I've completed what I wanted to do in the front. So I will show you that in a minute. This is kind of a, it's sort of a relaxing situation until you get a little bit, I guess, maybe you get a little tired from it, and then you know, you start dropping beads, and then you just start getting messy because you get frustrated, and well, at least I do, and then it just becomes a mess. So I have to stop, take a little break, walk around, wash my hands, get rid of all the little bits of glue that are on my fingers, and actually put a little moisturizer on them because they get really dry doing this. All this rubbing up against the needle and rubbing up against the fabric. So I have to moisturize them. And I have lost track of time, but I'm looking at it now and it's 5:12 p.m. and it's a Friday, and my husband should actually be home soon, and we're supposed to go out to dinner. So I need to get myself washed up and dressed here. I don't take very long to get ready. How long do you guys take? I mean, I don't really even do my hair. I just put it up, grab it with a clip, and that's it. And just coated that one with a ton of glue. This is what happens. As I was saying, you get tired and you start, everything just starts kind of getting messy, and it's not just that, you know, trying to hurry up, but I mean, I could do this when I get back, like I said, but I kind of just want to finish it now. Okay, so what did I just do? I added little triplets here, and you could easily lose track of where you put a bead on one side to try and do the same work on the other side if you're rushing like I am now. And then on the opposite. I'm surprised my husband hasn't called to say, hey, are you getting ready? Usually, you know, he gets here and let's go. Let's go wherever we gotta go. Usually we just go have dinner first, and then while we're having dinner, you know, we talk about things, and oh, then we gotta go do this, so let's go get that. And then that's how we walk off our dinner. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything here, but there is, and I kind of want to make it look like make it obvious. I'm gonna put some of these little silver beads that show up a little bit more. It's such an open area here. Well, tell you what, that didn't stick. There we are. let's see. I kind of want to just end this video and just say, okay, well, we're off to dinner. So I kind of want to finish this. But I'll show you the dress right now, or the top of the dress. What was I doing? Oh, I was working over here. Okay. So you can at least see, and pretty much final, you know, work done on it. If when I come back from dinner, I'll look at it again, and I feel satisfied, that's good enough. If not, I'll add a, you know, just fill in more beads here and there just to, you know, make it a little bit more decorated, if you will. I'm seeing little spots where I could add, and that's a bad thing because I'm trying to hurry up. Well, let's see. One more. It's a little close to the zipper area, so, you know, should be grabbing and pulling that in that area, so might knock off a bead. There we go. Now when I'm putting it on there, and if it comes off too easily, I'm going to put another little Swarovski right here. Do I have it? Yeah, I do. I have an umbrella out right outside of my kitchen window, and it's kind of off to the side, and because I'm at an angle and I can vision, you know, I have that right in my line of vision, and the umbrella is moving with the wind, and the umbrella is like a tan beigey color. You may have seen it when I've been out there. So it's moving. So, you know, my peripheral here was kind of in the line of my vision. It moves, and I keep thinking there's somebody out there. My goodness. I just had a little Swarovski in my hand, and it, I don't know, it just kind of went away. Okay. There we are. That one didn't stick to my fingers. My fingers are kind of sticky, so. Okay. I'm going to put another one over here. Do I have two more little ones? Yes, I do. And then I'm just going to step back from it because, hello, I need to stop. I'm trying to dump these out to get the little ones, and it's just taking forever. Okay, that flower is, goodness gracious, it's this one here. Is that right? Yeah. And don't get stuck to me because I don't want to ruin that. Where is it? Right here. Oh. And then I'm going to need to do some more. This little bead fell off of here. Or I never put one because there's no residue of any glue there. I don't know why I did it this way. I'm just talking to myself, everybody. Right there. Okay. So this is, my hand was in the way. You didn't even see anything. Okay, this is the back here. The same, it's the same on the other side. So that's what I've done. Trying to move it around so it'll sparkle. There. So I'm going to turn the dress over. Let me move these Swarovskis out of the way. I don't want to knock them over. I don't know how many times I've knocked those things over. Just grab it from the middle here. Turn it over. Okay. And this is the front. That's what I've done. Grab it from the middle here. The same on the other side. Throw those tags in there. Look at that. And that looks pretty. That looks really nice. Okay, let me stand up and move the camera back a little bit. This is what the top of the dress looks like. And then of course I did the back, you guys. You saw me doing that. I really like the way the front looks. I'm really very happy with it. I think this is it. I think that's all I'm going to do. And now that I turn it around, I like the way the back looks. It's pretty. It's got a nice little design. So I'm really happy with it. Alright, so I just showed you there a little bit of what I do on the side. Alright everyone, I have showered and fixed myself up a little bit. I'm going to get out and have some dinner, do some walking around first, and probably some walking around after dinner as well. My back is hurting from sitting down, being hunched over and working on those beads. I think my eyes are even a little bit red. That's my cat letting me know he's hungry, and I know that my dog is hungry as well. So I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up, and I hope you too will give me a big old thumbs up. Leave a nice comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and thank you to everyone who has. Make sure you share on your social medias and hit that notification bell. I do videos every Tuesday and every Friday. And as always, enjoy.